In this video, I'm going to share on a different perspective of how I think I'm going to run my business, and is inspired by a book. And the book is, I'm going to reveal it in the middle part of this video, not at the end. So stay tuned. So I'm going to share, the first thing, which is hustle versus balance. So I've been previously influenced by the hustle culture by Gary Vee, Alex Hormozy, and I thought hustling was actually part of, running a business. After I realized, talking to many people, observing many entrepreneurs out there, right? To be honest, your hustle is very different. Some people hustle is 8 hours per day for 5 days a week. Some people hustle is 12 days every day, that kind of thing. And yes, I feel that hustle is important, working almost every day to actually achieve something at a high volume, especially when I get started, like for example being a developer, being a, like a very good teacher. It's like the more I do something, the better I get at a very fast pace. And for me is that, like, I thought that was like the only way to be the best, because like if I were to ask an Olympian, someone who wins the Olympic, like how do you get there, they will probably say I work every single day or almost every single day. And that's something that I was like, that's me. Like for me, i always I always work. I don't know whether I like it or not, lah, but I always work. Whether it is working as an employee or a business partner or an employer, or working on my hobbies, or working on, like for me, I feel work as something that I intentionally want to do, not something that people tell me to do. So if I was an employee, if of course people tell me what to do, but I agree, and I don't generally complain because I accepted the freaking contract, right? So, and then there is this book that I recently read, but listen lah, mainly because I don't like to read anymore. I like audiobooks, because audiobooks is like I just need to listen. I don't have to read. So this book is called "It Doesn't Have to Be Crazy at Work." And I would say, if I were to summarize what this book is about, is it basically tells you how this company, Basecamp, a software company, has been running their business for 10 years and very profitably, by having remote employees and also investing in their employees, not in their work, but after work. So maybe I will share like three parts, right? So three parts that I think is a very good perspective. The first part is that they actually invest money on things that doesn't benefit the company. So what do I mean by that? So benefits of an employee, most of the time, generally from my experience, is that if I were to invest in, like, if I were to give some benefits to my employees, it should also improve the company. For example, if I were to have a budget for every employee to learn, they should learn something that also improves the business. So let me go to the example, which is, if I were to have a benefit of $500 per year, for example, for your, I would say, learning, it shouldn't be anything to do with your hobbies. It should always be doing about your skills that can improve the business. But Basecamp don't care. They want to invest on things that you can learn on anything. It can be playing chess, it can be bread making, it can be anything. And there was something that I didn't think, like, oh, what, okay, so that means, right, they care about their employees after work life. And that's so refreshing for me, because I'm a person like, oh, need to benefit the business. The business is on top. The business must be number one. But I realized that business is just business. Like in the book, right, they mentioned that they won't die over the business. And that was like very refreshing, because business is just business, right? It's just work. So that's the first thing that I learned from it, right? Then the second thing about Basecamp, how they do things differently is that they don't really have, I would say, they don't have the rush. So they've learned that when you put deadline on certain things, on projects, all of that, right? Then they've seen it that when you do a rush on certain things, quality is not there, decisions are bad. And it's like when you want to make a big decision, or even, right, for example, even if you suggest some things that's not in the timeline of what you've planned, it just disrupts a lot of things, right? What's the rush? Like, what is the rush if someone will not reply to you? What is the rush if someone cannot figure it out? What happened when they don't rushed in terms of getting more customers, didn't rush in getting fast replies, like internally or externally, rush in completing their deadlines. They call it have deadlines but not deadlines. Essentially, you create a culture where they just focus on the work, or I call it focused work, which I hadn't had a very good experience with. Right now I have very good experience with focus work because I'm the only one working. I don't have anyone distracting me lah. But generally, like, that is where I feel that I'm the most productive, where I'm working on the things that progress towards the goal that I'm trying to achieve. And what I've done so far is good, right? And hopefully in the future where I have people in, I don't want to, like, oh, like previously I'm also the blame lah. I'm to blame as well. Like, for me, I have a lot of ideas. Now, right, I'm like, I don't have enough time. I only can work on a few ideas, and let me focus on one and just keep on doing the same thing. So, being the boring work, right? So that's the second thing. Just like, what's the rush? There's no rush to a lot of things. And third thing is that usually rush is because you have ambitious goals, big, hairy, audacious goals, quarterly goals, kind of thing. Then I realized, right? I mean, the book actually, I don't know whether it mentioned, but why not the goal just be running the business? If we were to grow 2%, is it okay? I think that's okay. If you Are we still in business? Of course. Are we profitable? Very good. Is revenue important? Of course. But it's like, why not the goal is to just be in business? Because, right, if you look at statistic, right, a lot of companies don't what do you call this, a lot of companies will die at the first, third, fifth, and 10 years. The companies that is left over are the true, uh like, they release are very good, meaning that they have gone through a lot to just be in business, because running a business is actually very hard. A lot of things can go wrong, and most of the time, this is what Lila Hormozy say, a lot of business go out of business because they die within. It's not because, most of the time it's not from external factors, it's most of the time within, and which I agree. So that's where, like, I feel that if I want to create a great company, I want to also wish, in the book it says, you also want to create the company as a product, which I think is a fantastic perspective to think about. Because a lot of times, from my experience, I have never worked in a company where they really focus on the company as the product. So that's why they have these benefits, because I've learned that if you want to have a great company, you need to have great people inside it, right? Great company. The word company is basically a group of people, right? So if you have great people inside it, then how do you make them stay as long as possible? And other than high salaries, which Basecamp is always doing, right? They say they will pay top 10%. Second thing is that they are also remote. So they also hire people who don't have, very good resumes. A lot of times they will, find great talent from, very rural areas, which I think I believe in, because I worked in my previous business where we actually hire remotely as well, and actually there are great talents out there. And that's where, like, the focus on building a great product should also mean that you also should focus on building a great company, giving great benefits for the purpose of making the person enjoy their life. So making sure that number one, of course, have good benefits as an employee, but number two, also have benefits that help the employee to also enjoy their after work life, which I think is amazing. So that's going to be like my future mindset, because I'm like for me, I genuinely think that is the way of running a great business to me. For me, it's like I know I want to hit $1 billion, but like, do I really want to? Is it some stupid like influence, or do I just want to work with great people? And that is a fuck yes. Like I want to work with great people, right? Because I worked with great people before, and I want to have that similar experience. And I'm trying to like pick what is something that I would invest my time and effort and money into, like that this culture of creating a business, like creating a product, creating a great product, right? So there is this business called flywheel. So what is one thing that you have to do that will eventually get more people to go to your business? So my flywheel is very simple. My first thing, flywheel is just like is step by step. So the step by step is, first step is I need to find a way that if any student come to our tuition, right, they improve. That's it. I don't care about AL1, AL2, so or very high grades. AL1, AL2 is basically high grades in Singapore for primary school kids, or below high school. I don't know what is that, below 12. So if I'm able to improve a student's grade, and if I can make almost 100% of students joining us improve their grade, that means, right, the parents will be happy. And when the parents are happy, then they will tell their other friends. And their other friends or parent friends will then have their kid go to our tuition to try it out. And if they are able to see that their kid is able to improve, then the whole process will just get better and better and better, right? It's not about sales and marketing, to be honest, lah, right? Because for me, what I realized is that sales and marketing, right, is just part of the process. But the product, the service, to be the best, that is like it's very very hard, but it's something that I think if I'm able to crack that code, it will fundamentally help me be the best in the business, and I don't have to grow very fast. Like for me, it's like I see other people like growing very fast, but is that something that I want, or is that just like the rush? Well, like what's the rush, right? So for me, it's like I recently also watched another video that Alex Hormozy created. He was helping out a salon, a nail salon owner, a business owner, and he asked this question: why the rush? Why do you need to open so many stores at a very short amount of period? And now you're facing problems with partnerships because you didn't have money, so you need partners to do it, and now you're facing a partnership problem. Why the rush? And I was like, oh my God, that's like, wow. Like for me, it's like, that made me more confident that if I build a very good service, my tuition business, if I build a very good tuition business that really helps improve the students, right? Like, then naturally more parents will come in, and that's what I believe in as well. And if I create a process as I make myself and also the company uh, as a great product, then I also attract people who are great as well, right? Yes, money aside is something that people will always be attracted, but is that the only thing that people care about? And that's why, like for me, it's something that I want to focus on as well, right? So I want to create a great business with great people, and I want to create a great business like a great product as well. So yeah, like if I were to grow slow in the first few years, I'm fine, because I know if I nail this flywheel, I will be one of the best in the future. And I don't know how long is the future, but for me, my goal is to open up a school. I don't know how the school will look like. I mean, it will be a physical school, but the thing is that I don't know how it looks like. But I know this tuition thing is like super aligned to where I need to be, right? So, like in conclusion, right, after 7 years of being an employee freelancer, um, now business owner, right? For me, I realized that running my own business at the start is always very hard, but that's the price to pay to eventually get better and hopefully be the best. Not hopefully, I will be the best, because this is something that I believe in and I want to change. And it's probably it will be my life career. It's like I won't do anything else other than education, right? Maybe open up a rock climbing gym and a running club. I don't know, right? But business gives me the freedom to do whatever I want, and I'm very happy about it. Even though the revenue I get is not a lot, like it's close to zero now. Maybe next week, hopefully, I can close one. But for me, it's like I'm very happy with where I am right now. I'm very grateful to be where I am right now, because I can do whatever I want to do, and I know what I my flywheel, or the that simple flywheel, will actually be the one that's gonna help me be the best in education, not even in tuition, in education. All right, so that's about it. Yeah, so I don't know if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want more of this kind of videos, subscribe down below and comment down what other things you want me to talk about. Right? Hopefully you enjoy the running vlogs. That's something I'm taking very serious about, serious. And maybe in the future, not maybe in the future, I don't know when, but I will be also focusing on rock climbing as well, because my goal is to win a competition. I don't know when. Maybe I'm 40. I don't know, but that will be something. Right now, I'm in my running era. All right. Thank you so much. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.